I would like to show you a new mold that I have made this week. This is the baby fondant mold. I sculpted that one day this week and I've made a silicone mold of it that's offered for sale. And the little baby has a blanket and he's got his thumb right at his mouth. It's really cute. You can paint the baby blanket in different colors using food coloring, or I used a mixture of coloring and glitter color dust, and then just used a little food coloring on the hair. This mold is made of a FDA approved food grade silicone. It's flexible, easy to use, and what I have done is I just took some white fondant and added a little bit of orange and a touch of brown to make this flesh tone. I'm sure there's probably some better ways to get a flesh tone, but that's what I have. And I've rolled it out to keep, and you can put just a little bit of cornstarch on the outside of it if you want to. It's not really necessary, but if your fondant is getting really sticky from the heat, that will help a little bit. Roll your fondant until you don't have any wrinkles or creases in it and your little cylinder shape. I'm going to have to fold this over a little bit because I've took a moment or two and it's got a little bit dried. And a cylinder shape that is smooth. And you're just going to take it, put it down in the mold like so. Now what I'm going to do after I get it in here, I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to push it forward and outward. I'm going to pull the head apart just a little bit here, so that I'm making sure I'm getting down in the nose and the ears. I'm not going to pull new over to here. I'm going to push it from within. That way we don't get any lines. You'll get a much cleaner, prettier piece that way. Just make sure you get down in all those crevices. And I'm going to keep folding it and working it out all over the mold. If you get too much in here, you can come back and take like a butter knife or a scraper or something and scrape it. Now it's just a little, I actually don't have quite enough right there. So it really doesn't matter since it's going to be on the back side if it has the line. If you add to the front, that's where you're going to get your lines. And put it in there carefully, just like working it in. Okay, now we're going to pause for a few minutes. I'm going to place the mold in the freezer to make it come out a little bit sharper. You can take it out now, but because this piece is so detailed, you actually might get a little distortion, so it's much better just to go ahead and place it in the freezer for a moment. So, okay, we have let this stay in the freezer for 10 or 15 minutes, and now I'm going to show, it's easier to do it this way to remove it so that you don't have any distortion. And there's several different techniques, but I'm going to like squeeze from the back side, and it'll start popping out, and you just catch it. And if you do have any little lines or anything, you can take your fingers and smooth them up a little bit, and you can trim around the edges if you need to. It's really cute. If you wanted to, you could even take a knife and cut this blanket away and put some colored fondant like here for a blanket so that you don't even have to paint that. Or you could take some colored fondant and put a little diaper across him and a little bonnet. You could dress him up, I guess is what I'm trying to say, make him really cute. Put a little teddy bear in his arms and get rid of the blanket. You should get a close up. I'm very proud of this piece. That it took me a better part of a day to do the original sculpture for it. The face I have on my shop also, that you can buy the face and mold and make your own body. You can buy the completed body, and I just used little dabs of food coloring to paint the eyes. You could also put little beads in for the eyes, which would be really pretty. Get a close up of the mold.